Alright, people of Killzone, welcome to a very special commentary indeed, because what you are about to witness is the very first time I have ever played Killzone 2. And I've talked in the past about the reasons why I never played Killzone 2. Basically, I had just gotten out of the army when Killzone 2 came out, and I didn't really feel like playing any online games, any online shooters, and having some 12-year-old tell me he slept with my mom the night before. So, once I didn't play it, then I just didn't play it. I can't really give a better reason than that. I just didn't feel like playing online, so I didn't, and then by the time I did want to play an online game, an online shooter, Killzone 2 was already like a year old, so I didn't bother. I realize I probably should have, since I really enjoyed the single player on it. But, live and learn. Better late than never, I guess. And also, many people have asked me, why I hadn't played Killzone 2, why I hadn't tried it, kept trying to get me to play it. So, well, here it is, because frankly, what kind of Killzone fan could I consider myself if I had never played Killzone 2 multiplayer? So I popped my disc in and found this room right here, which was all low levels, which quite surprised me. And it's obviously one of Killzone 2's strengths, because what I'm going to do is talk about what I perceive as the strengths of Killzone 2 as compared to Killzone 3, and also its weaknesses. It's not going to be one-sided here, but do keep in mind that this is all just opinion, so you don't have to agree with me, and it's not going to be a fair comparison. Inherently it can't be, just because of the fact that I didn't play Killzone 2 in its heyday like I did with Killzone 3. So, here I am 4 years later playing this game. It's not going to really be the easiest and fairest of comparisons. So, what I was going to say before about finding this room right here is I was quite surprised at finding a room full of low ranks. Well, maybe not full, but full enough that you could have an enjoyable game. And it's definitely one of Killzone 2's strengths, is a server list, because you can join a game, you can get all the people who want to play this particular map or this particular mode or whatever. All these players who are of the same rank can all be in the same room right here, rather than spread out over like 5 or 6 different rooms, like would probably be the case over on Killzone 3. I did run into a problem a couple of times when I tried to play being that I couldn't find a game to join. It wouldn't let me join a game because I didn't have a high enough rank. So that for me was a problem, but obviously not for someone who had been playing Killzone 2 for a while. So that's 1 point to Killzone 2 right there. Server lists must have, and I'm glad that they are back on Killzone Shadowfall. Custom games, custom ranked games, rooms, whatever. I've talked about that before in the past, and it was one of my main wants, shall I say, for Killzone Shadowfall, and I'm really glad that it happened. Alright, what's next? I'll talk a bit about the controls here. I definitely prefer the controls on Killzone 3. Why? Because I find them more responsive, and I prefer the quicker pace that Killzone 3 has because of it. Here in this game, I immediately turned my sensitivity up to 100%, and it still seems like I can't turn fast enough. I can't turn fast enough at close range, I should clarify. And that seemed a bit inconsistent to me. For example, when I'm trying to aim or turn at close range, it seems like I can't turn fast enough. But then when I scope in and try and shoot at long distance, I couldn't. It seemed like it was too sensitive. So the controls seemed a bit inconsistent to me, as I said. Although I'm sure given the time to adapt to them, I probably would. It's just something that I guess I prefer about Killzone 3 is the sensitivity of the controls, because I have my sensitivity turned up to 100% there as well. So obviously the heavier controls on Killzone 2 would be a problem for me personally. Alright, what else? Well, graphics, just looking at the game here, I can definitely say that the graphics on Killzone 3 are much better. That's not saying much though. I mean, that's going to be obvious since Killzone 3 was the newer game. It is one of the best looking games, one of the most aesthetically pleasing games that I've seen on PS3. I guess along with Uncharted, that game really blew me away. Uncharted 2 really blew me away graphically when I first played that. And Killzone 3 definitely has the upper hand. Awesome graphics. But I have to say that it's not without a downside, because when you get onto some maps that have all these particles flying around on Killzone 3, where I don't know, maps like Acme Snowdrift, Corinth Highway, there's all these particles flying all over the place that you tend to forget about. It tends to be that you kind of ignore them because they're getting in the way of the gameplay. And what happens is the frame rate will drop dramatically when you get a lot of explosives going off. They throw up more particles and more particles every time you throw up an explosive. So that causes the frame rate to drop. You can't aim. It gets all choppy. So I would much prefer, to be honest, a smooth frame rate over like all these particles flying all over the place, no matter how good they look. Right. So what's next on the list here? This is going to be a long commentary, 20 minutes. I'm probably going to run out of things to say halfway through this. Alright, yes. My number one area where Killzone 2 has the upper hand over Killzone 3. And that is the fact that it's how can I put this right now? On Killzone 3, I'm having trouble putting this in the right words. Okay, we've all heard Killzone 2 vets complaining about how noob friendly Killzone 3 is. And I guess that's the one realization I came to over time playing Killzone 3 and finally playing Killzone 2 for the first time. I wouldn't even call it being noob friendly. I would actually say that Killzone 3 rewards you for playing like a noob. And bear with me here. The fact that you get 150 points for an explosive kill means that you get these people who will pull out their rocket launcher first thing they do and run around the map with a rocket launcher as their primary weapon on Killzone 3. And as soon as they see you, they'll shoot a rocket at your feet, and 70% of the time suicide in the process. And they will get 150 points for doing that. Whereas if you try and kill someone with a gun on Killzone 3, it is worth 100 points, unless obviously you get the headshot. So why is it that you are rewarded for suiciding rather than rewarded for your gun skill? And that is something that really bothers me on Killzone 3. And it's just that the game encourages you to play that way. If you're thinking, oh, I need points, which a lot of people do think that way. A lot of people, want to climb the leaderboards and be number one and finish first in the game. One of the ways they see to be able to do that is by spamming explosives. So they will do what I mentioned before and run around the map with a rocket launcher, or they will set up their ammo crate as an engineer and proceed to spam proximity mines and grenades all over the place, making it completely unplayable for the opposition. You know who I'm talking about. So personally, I feel that Killzone 2 is the better game as far as gun skill is concerned, as far as gameplay is concerned, because you aren't rewarded for getting bullshit kills like that, because in my opinion it's bullshit. Alright, so what else is there to talk about? Well, continuing on from what I just said, I have to say that there is so much bullshit on Killzone 3. So many bullshit ways that you can be killed. There's bots, there's mines, there's grenades being spammed, like I said. Exos are also guilty of really unbalancing the maps where they are on. And I really don't see the point of that. Why would you do that? To appeal to a wider audience? I don't think you're really doing that, to be honest. You're pushing away your core fans, and a lot of people like to say, well, Killzone 2 has more players playing it than Killzone 3 even 4 years later. I don't know if that's necessarily true. Man, look, 3 guys on the other side there. I don't know if that's necessarily true. But I can see that Killzone 2 has a much larger core fan base than Killzone 3 has. You run into the same people over and over again, obviously, and you can tell. But I think that what would have made Killzone 3, the best game that it could be, would have been a combination of things from Killzone 2 and Killzone 3. Like if there was a game that combined the controls and movement graphics of Killzone 3 with the gameplay and just the skill-based gameplay of Killzone 3, that would have been the perfect game for me. That would have been, let's see, this here is what I've had most difficulty with, shooting these guys. Even at this distance, I don't think I'd call it a long distance. That would be about medium distance for Killzone 3. And on Killzone 3, you can pretty much snipe people with the M82 and the Sta 52 with the assault rifles. If you burst fire, if you do it right. I really couldn't do that on Killzone 2 yet, I guess, because speaking to people who've played it a lot more than me, you get used to it, and I'm sure that's true. But I just couldn't the way I could on Killzone 3. Controls did bother me. That was like my main sticking point, but not majorly, not to the point where they would ruin the game for me. And it's one of the things that people are always complaining about Killzone, about the controls. People who don't play Killzone, I mean, like Call of Duty players and Battlefield players, they find the gameplay too slow and the controls too heavy, I don't know, I've heard them being referred to as too heavy or too floaty, which seems to contradict it, but look guys, check this bit out. This just got crazy here. Trying to kill this guy, running around in circles, trying to melee him, trying to shoot him with a pistol. He gets me eventually in the corner there. Felt like a complete noob right there, but the screen just went gray and I couldn't tell where anything was. So anyway, overall I have to say I still prefer Killzone 3 to Killzone 2 because of the controls, because of the faster pace. And what I would have loved would be to have Killzone 3 where you are rewarded for your gun skill, you're rewarded for having kills with your gun, you're rewarded for doing the objectives, and not for chucking grenades or spamming rockets or playing like a noob. And I guess that's pretty much all I have to say. Like I said before, it's just my opinion, just personal preference. If I had played Killzone 2 in its heyday, I'm sure I would have been one of these people that got really annoyed about the way Killzone 3 was. So I'm almost glad I played Killzone 3 first, because if I'd gotten used to Killzone 2, then I definitely would have gotten pissed off on Killzone 3. I still do, so I'm sure it would have been even worse had I played Killzone 2 first. Alright, I don't know if this is, I forgot to mention this before, having to do with lag. It seems like there's plenty of lag on Killzone 2, although it's consistent for both sides. Like, in several cases, it looked to me like I got meleeed when the guy wasn't close enough to me to do it, and or in some cases I would kill someone and they would kill me at the same time, and it seems like there's like that 1 or a little under 1 second of lag there that is there for both people though. And oh right, I did forget to mention another thing about Killzone 2. I didn't like the fact that you don't get hit markers when you aim down your sights. I know there's a bit of blood spatter when you hit a target, but I'm kind of used to counting hit markers, if you know what I mean. So I wasn't sure a lot of the time if I'd put enough bullets into someone and kept shooting them when I didn't need to. So I would have preferred if there were hit markers on the target when you hit them when you're aiming down your sights. I think that's everything I have to say. I'm sure I'm probably leaving something out, forgetting something. But there you have it. Here you go. All the people that kept asking me to play Killzone 2, telling me to play Killzone 2. Here you go, guys. Hope you enjoy it. I've run out of things to say. I'm just going to let the rest of this Warzone match play out. And will I be playing more Killzone 2? Well, given the fact that there has been an enormous amount of crap on Killzone 3 lately, it looks like the servers are just fried or whatever. I probably will step onto Killzone 2 a couple more times. I did like it, just like I said, my problem was that I couldn't really find games to join a lot of the time. Wouldn't let me in because of my rank. And then a lot of the games I did join were base rapes, and I got bored with that because they had like 20-minute missions as well, you know, so like 20 minutes of base raping times 5. No thanks. Don't want to sit there for like 2 hours just base raping. But you know, it was a lot of fun, and if I'd have been able to find more games like this, I probably would have played a lot more over the last 10 days, even if I have been fairly busy and hardly been playing any PS3 at all. So, give me your opinion. Am I wrong? I'm probably wrong on a couple of things, as usual. So anyway, as I said, hope you enjoyed it. Killzone 2, awesome game, I must agree. But you know, old news. Most people are aware of that, and you know, I'm a couple of years late to the party here. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. I've got it's gonna be a while till my next video, because like I said, I've been busy with other stuff at the moment. But you know, hopefully at some point in the next couple of weeks I'll have another video for you guys. And I'm planning something big for sending off Killzone 3 right at the end of November there, before Shadowfall comes out. So, see you guys next time. Hope you enjoyed the video, and take it easy. Have a nice weekend.
Search and retrieve. Locate the objectives and return them to the designated zone. Let's hustle, soldiers. We have a fresh target, man. Locate it fast and return it to the designated zone.
Emperor Visari has caused countless suffering on Vecta. He has led his own people to the edge of disaster and threatened the peace of the whole star system. For the sake of our families, our friends, and our fallen comrades, this evil dictator must be brought to justice. He must pay the price.
We have a fresh target, men. Locate it fast and return it to the designated zone.
The care of freedom to the spineless men of the ISA to dictate our path. You granted me
Attacks. His contempt for innocent life. Will lead us all to Armageddon. He must be disarmed.
We have a fresh target, man. Locate it fast and return it to the designated zone.
The Helgas leader Visari. He will try to fill your head with lies and deception. People back home for Vecta.
Primary objectives A-OK. Repeat, mission accomplished. Targets are on their way home. Keep it up! Every win is a nail in Visari's coffin!